Hey guys, Levy Freeman here. Today we're playing some more Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich mod, and this time I think I'm going to give the Kumu Khan a go. And I've tried this, I did a test run with them. I know I've always commented on they seem to have that fight at the start of all these Kaiserreich games against the Xinjiang. It's a pretty fun campaign actually. It's like it is one of those piss off ones where it's annoying because they don't really tell you what you get. In fact, most of your focus tree is hidden like twice. But it's a pretty tough campaign, like especially if you wind up in the united front against the Japanese. The last time I tried, I wasn't able to do it. Like I think you have to bet on some lucky rolls over there. Like if Germany isn't there to act as a foil to Japan, it's pretty tough as a miner that starts with no factories to be able to beat Japan in the later game. But we'll see how she goes there. So. Basically, Kumu Khan is like an autonomous region that I guess they're allowed to be autonomous because they're Muslim and they're Uyghurs. And if they give the Uyghurs a little bit of freedom, then they won't rebel and have to be put down in brutal fashions, as the Chinese are often want to do to the Uyghurs. So you got that. And the man in command is our boy Nasir Shah over here, who is the first reformer. His dad was like, I don't know, like a pretty brutal scumbag, they describe him as, who was like a giant dickhole to everyone, and nobody liked him, and he wants to do some reforms so that people, like him again. So, Kumul Khan, we start off, we are paternal autocrats at 56% popularity, so that's pretty good. We are an autonomous puppet of the Xinjiang. Xinjiang Clique, that's these guys over here. And occupied territories, we are also occupying their territory, I guess. So there's some events about that, like maybe the new governor in Diwa over here doesn't want us to be autonomous anymore. And we don't have any exile governments or subjects, obviously. So laws, we start off on service by requirement, which is pretty harsh, but we have lots of recruitable population. And the best part about not having any factories is it doesn't matter what your construction speed or factory output negatives are, right? So we've got lots of population, and we also have another natty spirits to go over in a minute here. We're on service, we're on export focus, we're on toasters, and we got these boys over here. So our stability is in the shitter. We get some political power with Yelbars Khan over here. We got this guy over here who's a biased intellectual, doesn't really matter. This one's not bad, get some construction speed and efficiency cap and some war support. And we have paternal autocrat guy over here, Minister of Interior, giving us some resource gain efficiency, which we don't need, and some negative recruitable populations. This guy just doesn't really matter for our situation at all, really. So national spirits, we have a legacy of Muscud. Muscud was Nasir Shah's evil father over there, and he had a thing he likes to do about arresting people and throwing them into prison labor camps to build roads. So, there you go, right? And like forcing people to to fight and stuff like that. Generally being a tyrant. So you have that legacy, negative stability, but you get lots of recruitable population and you can build roads faster, so that's a plus, I suppose. Also negative political power gain. And this over here is Peacekeeper of Xinjiang, which gives you some stability because people will see you as like, a figure of hope for Uyghur independence. Yeah, so that's what's going on this page over here. We have our national focus tree, which is pretty tiny, but you're going to get a flip. Like this national focus tree will flip after you rebel and you establish yourself as like your autonomous region. You'll get something different, and then you'll get an add-on onto that after you decide who you want to go with. And they're basically three paths. It looks like that you can go down. We'll talk about that later. So you get this, and this is like you can go down here and you can either side with the Uyghur nobility, the 21 bags, or you can side with your 2 generals, and then you can decide just how much of an autocratic douchebag you want to be with these different options over here. Yep. Get an additional 3% recruitable population if you want to do this. Real negative stability though, but guys, negative stability you're going to tend towards 50 anyways, right? So if you want to do this early on, why not? Have so much recruitable population. And this is a Chinese faction, so you can get some pretty high population numbers once you start taking some stuff. And then I think after a bit, Xinjiang, I'm not sure if it's a roll or not. It might be faded. But they'll occupy you and they'll annex you, but you're still playing by yourself. And you can decide how much taxes you want to collect from people, and there's going to be some repercussions for that. So decisions, they want us to demobilize. I don't need propaganda. We don't need this. Army reform. So if you're playing in China, I guess Chinese are like really shitty at fighting compared to everybody else, like these African tribes or these Central Americans. Just absolutely garbage at fighting. So they have these crushing penalties to organization and experienced soldier losses. So you got that. And you're going to have to, this is going to suck up all your army experience. You have to hit this 5 times. I think they vary between 100 and 150, or depending on your faction, how much you have to pay for it. And this goes down by 10 and 15 or something like that each time you do it. So that's that. And then assistance in the Khanate. So you can get some guns and stuff from the Qing and a couple of token fighters, which you probably will want to do. And you're also allowed to buy some factories with political power, which will, that's pretty important because you start off with nothing. So that's what you get. No intelligence agency, obviously. Researches, you get a total of 1 research slot, which is complete dog shit, but it is what it is. And you have basic guns and mountaineers researched. And that's it. You get nothing else. Absolutely nothing. Well, at least you have something. You got 1 research and some mountaineers, right? So it's better than nothing, barely. By 2 researches, exactly, actually. And so we're their puppet, and we have people who like us because we're in the Qing faction, and some people who don't. Whatever. Trade, we have absolutely no resources. We have nothing building and no ability to build things because we have no factories. And we have no military factories, but the only thing we're allowed to make are these shitty basic guns. Pretty awful. And our templates, we have this cavalry horde, which is, for whatever fucking reason, a militia tacked on to 2 cavalry battalions, so you don't even get the speed of cavalry. I mean, what was the point of this, I wonder? But, there you go. So you get the cavalry horde, and you get the Uyghur militia, which is even worse than the Canadian militia unit at 4 width with 2 of these guys over here. We're going to go ahead and train. How many guns do we need for these guys? 150. So we'll train 3 of these guys. And that's pretty much all we can do. We do start with 500 shit guns, though. So that's also something. And I think you can do all this stuff regardless until you get to the point. You have to make a choice over here. And you can choose to go with nobility. You can do some administrative reforms. I think this is a major reforms. So you can do minor and major reforms. You can go with this guy over here, who's like a Uyghur who rebelled against the governor previously, but then decided to work with him. Or you can go with this guy over here, Yelbers Khan, who I think is like, I don't know, he was like a loyal general to his father's like governor and helped put down this guy's rebellion or some shit like that. And they had a weird dynamic going on, but now they're both on the same side, and you can choose to, I guess, either come and tell the nobles to fuck off and make yourself an autocrat. And if you want to do this over here, you're going to have to do one of the 2. Apparently, it's not very Islamic to force people to work in forced labor camps. But you could choose to interpret it that way, I guess. So like, there's that. And you can also do the this over here for the soft fist. So sidelining the bags. I guess you can do these 2. Khan's powers, I guess you just get this one over here. And the other ones get you this stuff over here. This is just like a little bit of political power, and like you have this or this for what you want to do with the national spirit you have. You can either remove it, or you can go even further down that direction. I'm going to go with the advisors. That seems like the most memey. And I think our first tech, we don't have a lot of research. We'll just pick electromechanical engineering. We can't build anything anyways, so we'll go with that. The Kumu Khanate, directly descended from the Chagatai Khanate, has managed to live throughout the course of the Qing dynasty into the Republican era and once again back into the Qing's fold. Officially a protectorate of the Qing Empire, Kumul controls the main roadway between Xinjiang and the rest of China. The series of loyal Uyghur Khans pays tribute to both the Emperor in Beijing along with the Xinjiang government itself. The previous Khan of Kumul, Mesquad Shah, was known for the most authoritarian rule in the humble Khanate's history yet, leading to 2 uprisings against him in 1907 and 1912. This hate for the Khan carried on to our new ruler, Nasir Shah, who wishes to have at least minor reforms in the Khanate to the insane amounts of tax and the corvée to earn his people's appreciation once again. Whether or not this will work is yet to be seen, as he is still deciding to rely on either the Uyghur nobles, known as Begs, or his advisory of Kumul loyalist Yalbars Khan and former anti-Kumul revolutionary Hoya Niyaz. Kemal is seen as the last thing keeping the peace and prosperity within Xinjiang, as even with the various opponents of Nasir, shows the dream of possible self-rule into the future for the many other Uyghur inhabitants of Xinjiang. Even with our minor size, the effects of our existence ring widely within the rest of Xinjiang, as the indirect peacekeepers prevent mass revolt. Maybe we are important. Who knows, maybe we are. Two advisors. We'll do this. Get a nice attack from this spirit too. Plus say attack, plus 2 attack over here. We'll do a little bit of adjusting powers. Growing unrest against Nasir. With a slow progression of Nasir's promised reforms, the unrest only continues to expand throughout our territory. Violent protests began in Kumul Outer City just the other day, before being quickly crushed by our advisor Yalbars Khan before it could grow into the size of 07 and 12 revolts. While the situation is contained for now, we'll need to move quickly and decide how exactly we are going to reform and when. All of the people, Bags, and advisory wait desperately for Nasir to make his move, deciding our future. The people are so rowdy. God. Oh, she ain't king. I guess our boy the dog me general didn't do so hot. Do this, I guess. Anyway, no, let's not do that. Let's do this lowering taxation focus. I mean, you only have a limited time to move before shit goes. I would like to increase our slavery. All right, I mean it's not slavery. It's like, of course, nothing wrong with prison labor, right? That's totally legal. We still have that. A free cavalry regiment, which of course will be our crap cavalry horde. There goes the Chinese gangbang. Cavalry regiment. Australasia is doing democratic things. There. Oh, we're seasoned even. I mean, that's not going to be around for long. KMT and Indian socialists overthrow Tibet. Huh. I didn't know that was the thing that could happen. I guess they're a puppet now? No? I mean, they're still there. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to pick up our rifle. I mean, we'll get a military factory eventually. You never want to be building Hanyang Type 88s. Those suck. We'll maintain our prison labor. It's cruel, but the advisors have justified the punishment of forced labor outside Islamic students by claiming the criminals are on the verge of becoming fajir. I don't know what that means. Stating that this work will tire out their energy to commit crimes. That sounds like some ISIS tier logic. Well, paying tribute to Xinjiang. It is our job to pay our tribute to the Xinjiang government yearly as a result of our protectorate status. This is mainly meant as symbolic to show the ties between the Qing and the Uyghur people, as our tribute is as simple as gifting as a Kumu melon to the governor of Xinjiang. Currently, that is Jin Shiren, who has graciously accepted our tribute. Tradition is important, no matter how ludicrous it seems to outsiders, as the bonds between the Uyghur and Han need to be maintained for the future peace in our home. Oh, geez, I get a little bit of opinion. And the Sichuanese are, of course, starving again. They starve every game, so it's just a thing that happens. We'll do our soft fist, get a little bit of political power. I guess that does social liberals? I don't know. So I guess this guy is like some corrupt motherfucker who's also a warmonger. And he's going to be our main antagonist in the beginning here. Jin Shiran's career began in Gansu, where he served as the principal of the Qing-aligned Gansu Normal School. Jin used his position to pass the Imperial Civil Service examinations, which got Jin the attention of Yang Zhengjin. When Yang was appointed governor of Xinjiang in 1908, Jin became his district magistrate. The ensuing years of revolution depleted Yang's administrative staff, pushing Jin higher until he was appointed Commissioner of Civil Affairs in Urumqi in 1927. Jin began to use his position as a commissioner to curry favor with several of the propagandizing movements coming from southern China. The underground KMT movement and nascent federalist movements regarded Jin as a model Han bureaucrat, serving what they regard as undeserving provincials. That's not exactly accurate. We shall see. Guess we can do this. Should we mobilize? Let's do that. That will increase our division cap, which might be important later. We'll see. 21 begs. Opening autonomy. Jin Shiran, the new governor of Xinjiang, has invited Nasir himself to make a meeting in Diwa in order to establish relations with our great Khanate. He sees this as necessary to preserving and wishes to see closer cooperation between the two governments into the future. Obviously, saying no isn't much of a choice. Our fate lies in their hands, so we'll be forced to hand Nasir over whether we like it or not. Hopefully he speaks the truth, and this can ensure our rule into the future. Associating yourselves is always good, right? Sure, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Plot against Nasir. Nasir walked into Diwa, greeted with a lavish ceremony, along with many festivities to celebrate his arrival. Following a personal greeting from Jin Shiran and multiple cabinet members, Nasir walked further into the city in a tour. Greeted by many, Nasir felt welcome and realized just how important of a figure he seems to be. However, his pride and satisfaction didn't last for long. Nasir was soon invited to Jin's personal residence, where they went into the dining room and began to feast. As they become overcome with gluttony, the unexpected happened. Nasir has 2 guns aimed at the back of his head. Nasir, your time is up. Come with us. Having no choice but to comply, Nasir was taken into a prison deep within Urumqi, probably to be held there for the rest of his life. Jin wasted no time declaring the annexation of Kumul and the arrest of numerous officials, declaring the region Hami, the well-known Chinese name. Hami, now fully incorporated into the Xinjiang administration, has finally united Xinjiang once and for all. Welcome to the new regime. Dang. Well, now we can tax people. New taxes. Incompetency. The new cabinet in charge of Hami is worse than anyone could have expected. These close friends of Jin Shiran are riddled with corruption, with constant smuggling of money, abuse, and exploitation of the people, and general intolerance towards anyone that isn't themselves. The current chief minister of Hami, Long Zilin, is certainly no exception, having similar strategy to Jin of smuggling the money from tax towards his own personal gold mine of wealth. While for now this has been mainly kept under wraps, the already highly corrupt officials, only growing in power, will most likely only hurt us into the future of this new prefecture. Hami is truly under a curse. What we got here? We got some hills. Is this a mountain? Deserts. Opening of immigration. Approved by Jin Shiren himself, along with Long Zilin, the immigration has been opened from Gansu to Hami. Hami holds the main road connecting Xinjiang to the rest of China, but the previous Khanate's ban on non-Uyghur immigration prevented many Chinese from being able to gain access to the region. For no longer, however, as Jin has already sent the first batch of Hui and Han immigrants from his home province to settle within this new frontier. We can only hope this leads to a future of our wonderful people to even the farthest reaches of Central Asia. I guess it seems that's a word a little bit funny, I don't know. Although it will obviously take a significant amount of time. Towards a wonderful future. Where is Gansu anyways? Exit corridor. I think Gansu was like down here, wasn't it? I'm not too familiar with Chinese geography. Hire even more tax collectors. Immigration woes. While the opening of immigration to Hami has undoubtedly brought vast improvements to this previously uncultured Mohammedan city, it has not been an entirely positive affair. Apparently the local populace is enraged with our generous land reform programs, even though they were rightfully given smaller, uncultivated plots to make room for more important settlers. There have been several cases of murders of Han immigrants, but so far they have been relegated to isolated affairs. It seems Kumul can be tamed after all. Ungrateful brats. Sean Queen capitulated. Sean King. Nanjing. Whew, that's a thick Nanjing. That's interesting. That'd be good for the German East Asians, I guess. An odd proposal. The new tax collector appointed by Jin Shiren, Zhang Mu, has allegedly been enamored by a young Muslim girl in the city and has asked her for a hand in marriage. While normally something like this is not of note, since Zhang is not a Muslim, the local ulama have expressed their deep opposition to the marriage. That sounds a little bit racist. For unknown reasons, however, the girl's father has agreed to the union, and a ceremony is planned a few weeks from now. Kumul tensions have been running dangerously high since the annexation, and this brazen action is likely to further inflame the populace. Jin Shiren, however, allegedly gave his support to Zhang in the marriage, so it's unlikely to be stopped now. Love knows no bounds. Let's seize Noble's money. 100 political power. Got that. Let's also, We started our tank technology. I think if we do go into the United Front, we'll have to like build some decent units. So tanks are usually better than artillery. Poland has elected a new king. Well, that's great for the Poles. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at this, boys. Whew. Now maybe it's time for these militia to do militia things. And boy, Yelber's Khan here. So this guy's got an organizer. He'll promote you. And yeah, so I guess we'll go like that. Thank you guys, Gray. A sour reception. Disaster. Apparently tensions in Hami were higher than anyone could have anticipated, as last night Zhang Mu and his troop of soldiers were massacred by Kumul radicals. He was apparently attending a dinner party for the upcoming feast when a large group of men ambushed him and his troops. Had it not been for their drunken state, they may have stood a chance, but they stand no longer. This is now the least of our troubles, however, as the rebels, now tenfold their previous number, have stormed the entire city. Many of our Han immigrants were massacred, with their heads lobbed off and buried in the dirt. While overrunning the outer city, the remaining Han citizens and administrators have garrisoned themselves inside the old city walls and are now waiting for relief from Jin Shiren's forces if they come. Perhaps it wasn't meant to be. Oh, cool. We got Yalbars Khan here. He's our leader. And he gives us recovery rate and division or organization. What a guy. Oh, and we can't seize Noble's money now. That's unfortunate. Besieged and beleaguered. With our ongoing jihad against the Han occupiers stalled, we have arrived at an impasse. We neither have the men nor arms to defeat the forces in the old city, but they also lack either the strength or will to counter-assault us. Our best general, Yalbar Khan, has announced his departure to recruit an army capable of vanquishing any who would oppose us. While many doubt his capability to find such a miracle, there are hushed whispers he may be conspiring with the most brutal of the Ma warlords, Ma Zhongying. Such an action would be unprecedented and draw much ire, but that would also give us much-needed fighting chance. Hopefully the old man finds what we need. Are we at war? We are not at war yet. Radical Buddhists in charge of Mongolia. Huh. An opportune encounter. As Yalbars encountered Ma Zhongying's tent, undoubtedly the largest among the war camp, he became overcome with a stench of opium. It nearly drove him away, but he could not deviate from his god-appointed task. Bearing the musk, he approached Zhongying's striking figure at the tent's center. "The Tiger Prince of Kumul coming to make me his prey," the Ma warlord chuckled. "I am but an old man, seeking the strength of the butcher of Gansu." Formalities were brief, as each knew the intention of one another. While the visit was orchestrated to seem like a surprise, much correspondence had been exchanged in the previous weeks. Zhongying had an army without a state, and Yalbars a state without an army. Once all the arrangements had been seen through, Zhongying was quick to set off with his men, and Yalbars followed. After all, how could he miss the sight of his seeming Herald of Death itself? The unholiest of alliances? This guy, Ma Zhongying, is like one of the biggest memes in Kaiserreich. He's like a Mad Baron level of meme. I think we have here Field Marshal. We don't have him yet. He has not showed up yet. China declares independence. Well, alright. It's no getter, guys. Now we're at war. The Herald of Death. It seems the rumors were right. Yalbars has returned with the famed Ma Zhongying. While his mere presence is a terrifying thought for many, the sudden presence of thousands more troops struck fear into the very heart of the beleaguered garrison of the old city. As night fell, Zhongying made his move. Hundreds of Kumul horsemen charged in the fortifications with a fiery spirit, but were gunned down in an instant by machine guns. This, however, did not deter the warlord. Throughout the dim hours of the night, wave after wave assaulted the garrison and were progressively repelled, but not without a high cost to the defenders. As ammunition ran low, men began abandoning their rifles for the sword and pike and fought with a similarly primal intensity. However, it seems fortune favors the bold. In the early hours of the morning, Zhongying's now exhausted forces finally landed a decisive blow to what remained of the garrison. As a prize to his soldiers, the old city was razed to the ground, with anything of meaningful value now in the hands of his men. Even after such brutal combat, Zhongying has promised Yalbars Khan that he will continue his campaign until the last of Jin Shiren's forces are crushed under his boot. A terrifying force. Terrifying force indeed. Now let's maybe keep our rifles. Yes, you get this guy over here, Ma Zhongying. Ma Zhongying is a black sheep of the Ma families, and has earned this reputation well. Ma Zhongying followed in the footsteps of his older relatives and entered into military service at just age 14. At age 17, Ma Zhongying shocked his family by deserting the Battle of Gansu against Feng Yongxiang, taking with him his cavalry unit north to Ningxia. The ensuing decade has seen Ma Zhongying attempt to carve out his own fiefdom out of the eastern Ma provinces. His only ally, his distant cousin Ma Hushan. Ma Zhongying's sole core belief is in the Xiao Datang school of Islam, has caused him to target Kufia mosques in a bid to promote his beliefs through sectarian violence. This guy's like a crazed Islamic cultist who's like high in opium all the time and wants to have his own personal kingdom over here in West China, which is like pretty obnoxious if you ask me. But there you go. Let's make him our field marshal, sure. Or he's a general right now. So I guess, yeah, it's fine. We'll just roll out with this. This is fine. Let's get our Qing guns and our air squad. And yeah, let's train some of these cavalry hordes. This is going to be like a slow fight because it's 5 speed. Unfortunately, we get Qing planes, but we don't have an air base. The Great Escape! In the early hours of the morning, a plan that has been prepared over the last few weeks has been put into action. Nasir Shah, having been in prison since being taken captive by Jin Shiren, waited in his prison cell for the signal. As the door closed behind the last guard, the sound of a chirping bird echoed throughout the dungeon. There was a signal. With that, Nasir pulled out some of the bricks in his cell wall, loosened over the weeks of work. Behind it was a tunnel leading to freedom. After crawling through, he was met with 2 shady men wearing cloaks over their heads. One of them threw another cloak at Nasir, who hastily put on the disguise. With that, Nasir was able to walk right out of Diwa under the nose of Jin Shiren. News of Nasir's escape has already reached Kumul, even though Nasir will still not get there for another few days. However, his brave escape has already boosted morale. Excellent. And Nasir Shah is back! As Nasir Shah walked into the city of Kumul, flanked by 2 guards either side, the crowds were packed with people. Cheers from the peasants erupted across the city as he walked, a symbol of stability in these unstable times. When he was back, a feast was held, this one less dangerous than Nasir's last. Nasir spoke with the Elbars Khan, thanking him for his service and being briefed on all the recent happenings of the war. Afterwards, he held a speech, thanking the troops and willing everyone to keep on the fight against the tyrants in Diwa. See, try and take their capital here, maybe. Which looks like that's not going to happen. They got volunteers from Russia. That's some bullshit. Belgians to declare independence. Well, good luck for them. Oh, it looks like they've got the other rebellion over here in East Turkestan. That's going to give our boys in Xinjiang have some thinking to do. You guys up over here. Take this, maybe we'll get a factory. I think it looks like there's a factory there. Nope. It's a dick move from Turkestan. Cool, I'll drop you guys over there. So you don't get flanked by the Turkestanis. They left Iwa open. That's nice for us. Nice, we got three factories. Wow, that's like so much more factories than we had before. We can make some guns now. Trade, can we get some steel? We can trade for nothing. So that's a bit disappointing, I guess, but it is what it is. Let's maybe try and push up that way. Decisions, don't need war propaganda. Let's get some steel. I'm surprised those Russian guys are like not just like completely shredding our shitty cavalry divisions and shitty militia divisions. Are they just like out of supply or something? No, they've got much better stats than us. Alright, you guys better stay there. Nice. Do that for now. Still have guns available? Yeah, we got guns. Jack Reed, President of the US of A. Good for him. Cut off this other Russian unit here. Or, nope. The Xinjiang capital is still back there, huh? Tufan Garrison. That's cool, I guess. You guys up there. Xinjiang deserters arrive. The Tufan Garrison under Ma Fuming has defected to our ranks, mobilizing for the sake of a more equal Xinjiang. Rumors of discontent are stemming from the Xinjiang administration, something we can probably be gaining more from in the future if things continue to head in this direction. Nonetheless, more manpower for a noble cause is always a welcome change as we continue on our jihad against the Han dictators. This could lead to further problems. Oh, we get our factory. We'll pull strings with industrialists. I guess we start building baby's first civilian factory. No, our boy got wounded. Oh, the Xinjiang deserters arrive. Adding to the list of people who hate Jin Shiren with a healthy passion is Zhang Beiyuan, a former close friend of Jin, who has come to see his incompetency lead to his downfall alongside us. He brings with him supplies and manpower to help us continue our effort to bring Xinjiang a better administration than what it currently has. Together we can end Jin's imperialism against all within Xinjiang once and for all. Cool. We get another division. These ones are even, like, trained and shit. Legation cities have collapsed. Oh, these guys gotta die soon, right? I have to clean up this fight. Like, now that we have actual factories, probably want to get this. Decisions available. Assassinate Sabit Damula. So he's the, I guess the Turkestan Khanate leader of the Uyghur rebels. Yes. The loose rebels of East Turkestan are unified by one figure, Sabit Damula. The Bugra brothers of Hotan and the merchant noble Timur Beg are only unified by Sabit the Mullah. If you remove Sabit, you remove their unity, and their coalition is likely to collapse. After finding out the location of Sabit the Mullah from an interrogation, our military staff has decided that now is the time to act. The person most prepared to run this mission is our General Mahmut Mudi. He in the past has had links to the Turkic independence movements, but has since given us his loyalty. We could send him into rebel land with a small group of professional troops and attack the Mullah's house while he sleeps. Hopefully Mahidi will succeed. Good luck, bro. We're all counting on you. Conscription crisis in Quebec. Get our planning up. If Kuomintang is capitulated, I mean they usually don't do that hot, so. Our assassination failed. Mehmet Mudi has returned, having failed in his mission. He recounts the story of how his men charged down the hill towards Sabit Mullah's house, killing multiple guards on their way down. He talks of how he himself kicked down the front door and shot multiple guards with his pistol. However, by the time he got to Sabit's bedroom, he had escaped. Though Mahidi failed in his mission, this is not a total loss. Our spies in Hotan and Kashgar have told us that Sabit Mullah has gone into hiding, completely isolating himself from most other people. This has led to complete disorganization in the East Turkestan forces. Not a total loss. Was that right? Yunnan Clique is in civil war now. Need to make a breakthrough over here with these guys. Or these guys, you know, it's fine, whichever way. Actually, you guys stay there. Alright, we should take Kashgar. Let's go up to 5 speed. Alright, so we've done part 1. And we can integrate Xinjiang province. That's great for us. So part 1 is like winning that first civil war. Victory in Xinjiang! Finally, after months of fighting against both evil governors and rebellious Uyghurs, we have been able to restore order to Xinjiang. However, we now have taken control of Xinjiang. We must now try to keep hold of it. We have gone from a small administration on only a small city to controlling a massive area, far more populated than Kumul itself. Not only this, but we must be wary of those who wish to help us. Both Hoya Niaz, the Uyghur military leader, and Ma Zhongying, the butcher of Gansu, have offered their help. It is unclear whether they wish to help for the good of the people or just for their own personal gain. The Han Chinese will also have large influence in our government, with even some whispers that Fan Yaonan, the Han bureaucrat, thought to be dead after his actions in the Xinjiang clique, may still be alive. Though these groups may help, we must be sure not to allow them too much influence, or else they may try to even bring an end to the Khanate. Excellent. So like after you do that, you're going to get this different natty focus tree here. So you get an army tree, and this is like pretty nice. I mean, you get some army experience, you get a research bonus in the factory, but you get some nice natty spirits here, small but strong. So you get negative 25% out of supply and 5% organization, which is pretty good. This gives you a boost in your conscription law, which probably is not what you want, but you get it anyways. This gives you winter attrition and cold acclimatization factor. This gives you division speed and reconnaissance, and this gives you hills and mountain attack bonus. Like pretty nice buffs there. So over here, this is your economic tree. You get building slots and factories, and then coming over this way, you'll have this game where you can choose to either help your or you can choose to either go with 3 people, right? You have the meme man himself, Ma Zhongying, the Uyghur, Hoja Niaz, and the Han influence, which I think there's like some nobleman who appears who's like a merchant, a Chinese merchant. And whichever one of these guys wins, I guess, determines your future. And you get a tree for each of them, like a small tree for each of them. Right now we're going to go ahead and consolidate Xinjiang, though. And of course, we're going to go for the meme lord himself. Indo-Chinese revolt succeeds. Brutal. Our administration is spread very thin. As expected, our administration is currently incapable of leading the province. Multiple small-scale rebellions have already broken out throughout Xinjiang for a multitude of reasons. Some are still loyal to Jin, some have lived in anarchy after the total upheaval of the previous government, while most are just angry about the lack of food and supply distribution. Nasir Shah was about to send Ma Zhongying out to deal with these rebellions when news suddenly reached Kumul City. Fan Yaonan is still alive. The Han bureaucrat, after having been cast away from the previous administration, went into hiding in a mountain village north of Dewa. When the previous administration was overthrown, he traveled to Kumul City to pledge allegiance to Nasir Shah and to offer his help in organizing the state. He has already been welcomed into government, being a very popular figure in the Han Chinese community of Xinjiang. However, whether he should be given such a big task so quickly is up for debate. So we can accept his help and get 75 political power. We can send Ma Zhongying out to get some more support. Or we can do nothing. Let's try for that political power. Get us up to partial mode. Cairo Congress. Hoja Niaz begins rallying Uyghur leaders. Hoja Niaz, after aiding our victory, has begun to travel around the province, speaking to many of the tribal Uyghur leaders who live primarily in the south. While it is indeed good to secure these regions for a government, some worry that this may just be Hoja Niaz trying to gain influence for himself. If necessary, we are able to send Ma Zhongying to have him show our force and to try to keep Hoja Niaz contained. We'll send Ma Zhongying out there. And it's like you have like 124 days to get these events, and like it's pretty obvious like what the things do, which is nice. Like you don't have to go like it pretty much tells you this event, picking this option is for this guy, which I do like. The whole hidden focus tree is like it's a bit memey with like it's like an Easter egg and shit like that. Like when you look at it, if you just load it into this country without playing it, you think it was like a joke. Uh-oh, Fan is speaking to powerful business leaders. Well, what's he going to do? He's trying to convince more Chinese to come in here and set up factories. What a guy. Let's go with autonomy and vogue. Stability and war support. Ma Zhongying plans to ride out. So this event over here, we can either choose to have Ma Zhongying pillage the countryside because that's what he wants to do, or to get him to stop, we can give him a government official position, give him more power in government. Let's do that. We would like him to win this struggle for power over here. He has probably the best tree. He gets you a bunch of war goals and different people. And that invokes the War Measures Act. Fan speaks to Beijing. American Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo. Increased instability. So we can choose to either, yeah, we'll give these guys more influence. Have the military step in, try to make things more stable. 60, 60, 60. Timing and vogue. Let's go with seeking legitimacy. Get a research slot, which we desperately, desperately need. Uyghurs in the south in rebellion. So we're having a little bit of an uprising there, and we can either choose to send in Hoja Niaz to try and defuse it, or send Ma Zhongying to crush it. I will, of course, have our boy go get some more influence. Zhu Paide secures power in Yunnan, okay. Good for Zhu. So far, concentrated industry. Look at that, an extra 8% recruitable population. Increasing immigration. Manpower and stability hit, or we lose PP. I'd rather not take a stability hit. We'll, I guess, close the border. Second International. Our boy is ahead. I think last time I got him to 100%. I'm not sure if you need to have 100% for him to get a coup. Uyghur raid protectors. So Ma Zhongying is going out raiding Uyghur groups, and Hoja Niaz is trying to set up some militias to stop him. And we will have him stop so that we can get some more influence for our boy. What are you doing, Hoja Niaz? Trying to get some people to support an uprising? I wonder. Oh, there's the Balkan War. Alright, we are seeking legitimacy, and we'll get our research slot. And a 5% stability boost, so that's nice. Funding needed, so we need to get somebody's money. We'll use Ma Zhongying's influence. And let's also appoint a military advisor just to make sure he gets 100%. Get a little bit of war support that we probably don't need. Dutch elections. Okay, let's grant Han concessions. I'll take that political power. Fourth Balkan War. Balkan War 4, Electric Border Gore. We're going to go over here and get our boy Huey. We're going to improve relations until we get 20, and then we'll set an attaché. We need that army experience from to clear our debuff. Yeah, Civil War. Yeah, so we're done with that for now. Yeah, let's ease up on conscription. We don't need that much conscription. I think we can send attaché when he's at 20. Ottoman declares in Bulgaria. Oh, Bulgaria's about to get fucked. Convert you guys into... I think these are both like 6 width. That's a 4 width. So Turkmen division is a 6 width, right? Okay. A feast in Kumul City. For many months, ministers, bureaucrats, and government officials have been working hard at securing Kumul control in Xinjiang. People have been working across the province and communication has been slow. Therefore, Nasir Shah decided to call a great meeting in the city of Kumul, accompanied by an even greater feast. Though the stated intention of the gathering was to catch up on information and celebrate continued stability, it is clear that this was more underlying motives. Many believe Nasir Shah and Yildiz Khan aim to stop the growing influence of multiple key figures in the government. The renegade Uyghur Hoja Niyaz, the ham bureaucrat Fan Yaonan, and the butcher of Gansu, Ma Zhongying. Though they claim to be loyal to our government, many fear that they have other intentions. With everyone arriving in Kumul, the city was bustling with activity. Soldiers, peasants, and bureaucrats all rushing around, making preparations for the great meeting. Fan Yaonan arrived first, surrounded by a group of his Han loyalists, followed quickly by Hoja Niyaz, arriving with a group of Uyghur soldiers from the mountains of Hotan. However, someone was noticeably missing, Ma Zhongying, though he stated in a letter just the other day that he was going to be joining. He was nowhere to be seen. As Nasir Shah and Yildiz exchanged worried looks, the meeting was forced to begin without him. However, Ma Zhongying did intend to join the meeting. When he walked into the city of Kumul, behind him marched 500 of his loyal soldiers. After killing the city's guards, they surrounded the leader's palace, while Ma Zhongying walked into the meeting with 20 of his troops. Quickly, they took over the meeting, arresting Fan Yaonan, Nasir Shah, and Yildiz Khan. Right there in the meeting room, Ma Zhongying pulled out a pistol and shot each of the men in the back of the head. Oof, that's cold. With great influence in the government already, Ma Zhongying's power is already secure. Ma Zhongying rules in Kumul. So then you get your trio over here. And I guess you get different tree. You could either go with Hoja Niyaz, go with the bureaucrat, you go with the vengeful general. I'm not sure if it's actually possible to have Nasir Shah stay in power. Maybe I'll try that later. I don't know. But it'll be a content no more. Or it canceled our research slot. So we have to get a research slot first. And then if you look on Ma Zhongying's tree, like the Mad Lad himself, there should be another research slot down here. We also get war goals against all 3 of our neighbors, which you're going to want to take soon. I want to be quick about it. Need that research slot though. And one civilian factory is slowly building. Fortunately, most of our generals got cooped, so I mean, there they go, right? Oh, Middle Africa exploded. This is going to be another rough game for Germany, I think. New commander. Okay, I'll gotta promote someone to field marshal. I guess this person will do. And these guys, and we'll give our guy with the attack stat the our good infantry. Collapse over Middle Africa. And we'll just go ahead and make this like actually a cavalry division. The federal collapse. Well, as long as Huey doesn't collapse, we need him for our army experience. Russia announces her ambitions. That's good for Russia. But all of Manila. Having one research slot kind of sucks, to be honest. I guess you could have like probably discerned that it would suck, but it does in fact suck pretty badly. Political power, I think we'll probably just save that for another factory. They seem to be at war, which hopefully we will be shortly. You have to implement our modern autocratic leadership. So that's neat. Bulgarian government overthrown. Are they socialist? Are they socialist now? No. Well, they joined the Reichspakt, and that's interesting. No, they're authoritarian. And Caucasus crisis. Internal stability, we got that. Khanate no more. Next research slot. Let's get our light tank. So we gotta work on clearing our guns deficit 100 days. We should have that before the war with the Ma Clique. Guangxi military government. I guess they're having their own little civil war down here. Guangdong and Guangxi. 1,000 days. That's like a bit much. Maybe we should No, it doesn't matter. It's like gonna take forever regardless. Like, well, this will put some. There, we got that. Concentrated industry too. No more. The vengeful general. Get us some war support that we probably, again, don't really need. But then we'll be able to take our war goal. The industry tech really helped with their output. Why joins the expect? And now we're just waiting for our national focus to get down over to here. We can take out the Ma Clique. Opium smuggling crime wave. The industrious farmers of Kumul have managed to preserve their illegal opium crops during the war. Now with the national emergency pulling police away from their posts to combat political violence, opium smugglers have quickly appeared in the villages, fueled by the demobbed soldiers of Yang Zhengjin, who have little to live for in the new regime. Opium dens spread. The imams of Kumul who preached for years against what they saw as an imperialist conspiracy to destroy China and Islam are in despair. We buy nice black police uniforms for nothing. Alright, we got the vengeful general. Let's go deal with our traitorous kin. I guess we're the traitor kin, right? Maybe? I don't know. But we will be going to war. $56 days for that focus. It's a bit much, don't you think? Getting lots of experience from our boy Huey, though. It's like he's not doing too bad. It's pretty stable there. There's the chiropact war. We're about to have a war on the desert here, too, soon. Qing's looking alright. Our war with the Federalists in the south. Nanjing. Sending volunteers to the Ma Clique. They're looking alright too. Just waiting for the timer. I think when you're playing as a warlord, you like gotta go quick to get like all your shit together. Maybe take out Shaanxi as well. You just need to get as much as you can. Your industry is so shitty. But now with like the new after La Resistance, you don't get all that much after like for annexing stuff anyways. Now that we're here, we'll work on our civilian economy. You know, maybe that's not the best one to do. Like, our factories are over here, but I don't want to fire this consumer goods factories for 300 days and the construction speed buff. Like, we're not really building anything. It seems like kind of a waste. We do need our civilian factories, so I don't know. I guess we just do it. That's fine. Guess we won't need to punish Tibet then. They punished themselves. So you have some banditry. This is pretty nice. You wanna get our factory. Like Ma Clique is not that that close to capitulating even. I will get him. Fall of Batavia. Political power. Do we need this stuff? Yes, we'll integrate our provinces. Yeah, Tibet's been like puppeted twice. Train some more of those guys, I guess. Got lots of rifles. Industry tech, we got our tools? Tools, yeah. And we'll go to war with Mongolia after this right here. Qing goes to war against Shaanxi. And these guys are aligned with Qing. Can almost take our first army reforms focus, so that'll be nice. So I don't know who's Sichuan is unaligned, so we'll take Sichuan out. And so is Yunnan. You can get Ningxia too. It's interesting, we don't have where is Ningxia? That's over here. Occupied state. Interesting. Kumul Road will ensure the Mongols are subservient. Not sure I want with this guy yet, but we might as well spend it since we have it. We probably won't need defensive doctrine. I wonder if Mongolia starts with that same army debuff. Best opium in China. Independent observers have recently convicted criminals attest to the new crime wave in Kumul. In their testimonies, they claim the opium in Kumul is the best in China. A brave reporter in Kumul has even apparently included a review of the drug scene in Kumul. Apparently that he smoked opium to monitor its strength, which is how law enforcement does it. The reporter then added that he tested it because he believes it is now too strong, a development he blamed on Puyi, whom he claimed in his article has brain damaged a lot of people. I guess Puyi's into opium. Puyi the opium fiend. Maybe we should declare on Qing. That'd be pretty suicidal, though. I mean, they've got Nanjing with them. Now, Shaanxi is probably going to be pretty hard to kill, though. I mean, like, most of their stuff is behind rivers and the mountains and shit. We'll do it anyways. I mean, then we could declare the Republic of China. That'd be insane. I think we'll start building some light tank too when we have it researched. Put one factory on it anyways. How many divisions does Mongolia have? 6 to 15. Like 8 or something? That's probably not enough. That's fine. Tibet should probably just die right away. Let's get ourselves our factory. Agrarian revolt. I'm pretty sure I should be ruler of China. We'll see how that works out for us. And we will, once again, try and get some industrialists. That cover unit's pretty thick. Should be able to beat a militia though, hopefully. I miss macroing this pretty hard. Definitely not one of my better games. I tried to like rush him down, like I thought tried to be a little bit cheesy there. Is Tibet not capitulated yet? What's going on over here? Ma Zhongying fell ill. That's annoying. Yeah, those units are pretty cheap anyways. Cuba joins the Reichspakt. That's good for Cuba, I suppose. Or not, depending on how likely the Reichspakt is to win. I thought you guys were at war with Feng Tian. Yeah, they are. Turkestan has capitulated. Dalai Lama. Let's see how long that lasts. We should get Mongolia here pretty soon, I think, too. We have probably done that a lot better. I was a little bit too snake happy in the beginning there. We're not going to call it quits yet. And this has got to be it, right? Like, I don't see any more victory points on the map. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that was our initial starting wars that we got there. What other wars are going on right now? 6 provinces, Shaanxi. Shaanxi has 86% of the war score. I guess they've been grounding for a while. They're almost dead though. Damn Qing and their thick factory count. It's my my 9 shitty factories. I mean, if you want to tear a piece off the Qing, now is probably like the right time to do it. I don't know. They're fighting a lot of people. If we do that, I guess Fengtian might come after us as well. But we need Beijing to be able to form the Republic of China. You guys that way, I guess. Continue army reforms. Yes, we'd like to do that. Well, we got 3 of our factories from occupation. Ugh. Ugh. Let me just liberate them here. It didn't actually cost us any factories, it looks like. That was probably the right choice then. Our boys. You know, if we've got it, we might as well train it, right? Let's train another Tongan division. How many light tanks do you need for this? Like 180 light tanks. Get ourselves a 2-1 light tank 2. When Koreans have seized Calcutta. That's nice for them. Yes, we will integrate Ningxia province. This is 180, so it's 60 light tanks a battalion, right. KMT over here too. Fortunately, our factory count is a little bit itty bitty compared to some of our peers. I don't know. I think I might regret not going to war against the Qing. I think it might be safer just to let them and the Japs battle it out for now, though. I think I'm going to end this video here. I'll be right back just to grab something to drink, and we'll continue this playthrough tonight. Levy Freeman signing out.